Hey, welcome back to CGR. So I'm finally going to do a project that probably every Dodge Durango owner should be doing to their Durango. I'm going to remove the racetrack lights. I'm also going to remove the left and right tail lights because we are going to seal them with a all weatherproof indoor-outdoor silicone. Now, if you've seen any Durango out in the street with the racetrack light being blown, it usually blows off in the left and right corners. I didn't believe it myself, but moisture and water, anytime it rains, snows, car washes, water gets in there. And I'm starting to see a lot of moisture built up in there. Now, I live in Illinois, and it's starting to build up. Like, we're getting into those months where it's mostly raining a lot. And this is the 2019. I got it 0 miles, and I'm seeing moisture. As you can see, I'm in the garage. It's garage kept as well. Still getting moisture. So let's correct the problem before, I need to go spend anywhere between $1,200 to $1,800 on a new racetrack light, which I don't want to spend. And if you have a Dodge Durango, you know that racetrack light at nighttime is probably the most appealing part of the truck besides the front end. On the rear, nothing beats that racetrack light. It stands out from any other car, and we're just going to remove it and seal it up. That way we never have any issues. So I'm going to pause this video. We'll go to the back, and I'm going to show you what you need to remove and what kind of silicone I'm going to be using. Okay, so this is what you end up with. Unfortunately, I don't have a tripod to set this up, but I'm going to show you what to remove. So, obviously this is on your rear. You have these two cubby holes, which is basically your handle when you're pushing. They sit like that. I basically just used the pry tool. You pry them off. They're just clips. Once you pry those off, you're going to have to pry the lens cover for if you've ever changed your LED lights, this lens cover, the cup doesn't come out through there. It just stays there. But the lens cover needs to come off because it keeps it retained in there for both of those. Now, once you do that, I just grabbed the bigger pry tool and I just started prying down on it. Now, this vehicle, my truck, we were rear-ended about a year ago, so it was repaired. So I did notice that this clip ended up staying there. I didn't break it. That was probably, it just stayed there. It didn't end up repairing it. We were rear-ended, and the tailgate up to this point was damaged. Okay. So you're basically just, wiggling, pushing up and down, and it's held in by clips. See, all those yellow and blue, those are clips. That's what it's held by. Okay, once you remove that, the whole thing comes off. Now your track light is held by this bolt, which I think is an 8, might be a 10. I'm gonna check right now. There's gonna be 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And it looks like they never, on the track light, it looks like it got damaged from the crash, so they never replaced it. So I'm gonna make sure I fill that up with silicone because that's a hole into the track light. So I don't want that, it's gonna defeat the purpose of everything we're working on right now. So 1, 2, that. And then, so I'm going to count back our bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Missing one from the same exact spot. 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so those are it. And if you ever wanted to replace your reverse lights, now's the time to do it because you got access to them. See, they're right here. 1, 2. But the Rainbow's got 2 reverse lights per side. And then obviously we're gonna disconnect for the track light once I loosen it up. I think it's this one. And this one. But I'll show you once I loosen up the track light. Okay. So once you do remove those 14 bolts, the track light does just wiggle out. Now I can take advantage and clean all that grime off. And now that I got it off, I am going to go on Amazon and order those 4 reverse lights. I might as well. I have it off now. You're not going to get another better chance. So it was the 2 connections I was talking about. The 14 bolts I showed you. This connection. And then this connection. And as you can see, I already had water. When I took these bolts off, water was already starting to come out from the track light. Here's our track light. Those are the 2 connections. The connection on the left actually is gonna pass out through here. The little grommet here will come off and the whole connector will pass right through there. So it was those 14 screws. I am missing 2 of them, of these. So if I can't find a replacement, I am just gonna put silicone on those holes to prevent any silicone from going on there. Like I said, mine was damaged. And I do want to remind you that this panel is really hard, especially if you've never ever removed it. Remember, my vehicle was in a rear end crash. They did work on the hatch, so it was still difficult to remove, but possible. So just, you know, grab it from side to side with even pressure, and it'll come off. Because it's these yellow clips. Obviously mine snapped, and if yours breaks, you're still going to be fine. Mine hangs up just fine. And so now I have that. Next, we're going to take off these 2 socket covers, and they were all a size 10 mil. Probably a 10 mil. Once you take these 2 off, they'll snap off. Same for the passenger. It'll snap off. And so here's our track light. And the problem with these track light is, look at that gap. You see that gap? I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this with this gap here. All around the track light, that's where your water is getting in. All around the track light and all around the bezel of those lights as well. So we gotta seal those up. So now I'm gonna take this inside, clean it up, and I'll show you guys what silicone I'm gonna use. All right, so I got the driver and passenger lights out. So basically, here it was actually 2 pins. I thought there were going to be screws under the pins. They're like this. You know, you just pop your center off, and this will come off. So just be careful with it. And that's it. That's just what's holding it. Now, very important. Listen to the step. Do not pull the tail light sideways or at an angle. It has to go straight back. You will damage it if you push it to the side or pull it to the side. It's just held in retention by here and this clip right here. And I'll show you the back of the tail light. So there's the clip, and that bottom piece slides. That bottom piece slides in here. You can see it slides in there. So that holds it on real tight. That bottom piece right there. The rest is just in there. And then you got your clip. That's it. Now, the other thing, the way I took it out, remember, use pry tools, because, you know, the rubber, they're not going to damage the paint. I stuck this in right here, and then I kind of went like that. And I started to push the tail light that way. And then once you get that, you push the tail light straight back, both sides, and it'll come out. And the reason we're doing both of these is, look at these gaps in these tail lights. You see the gap? Look at that gap. That's the gap that goes all around your tail light. Look at that gap. Gap right there. Gap right there. That is why we are sealing it. If we do not seal this, it is going to leak. Once again, I am doing this on a 2019 Durango, and I'm already seeing water in it, and I keep it in the garage. So what I'm going to do next is take the RaceTrack, the 2 corner lights upstairs. I'm going to clean them, and I'm going to let them dry. Actually, through some of the gaps, I am going to blow a little bit of hot air in it, because it did rain yesterday. So I don't want to seal it damp. So I want to make sure I try to get everything in the tail light dry enough. And while I'm at it, I am changing my reverse lights because I already have it off. I might as well do it. So changing that, and my license plate lights, because I have access to them right now. Might as well do it. So next, I will show you what silicone I'm purchasing. I'll show you where I'm going to seal it. Basically sealing all around the RaceTrack and the 2 side corner ones. So let's go on.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Okay, so unfortunately, you know, I couldn't have a tripod set up, but as you saw in the videos, it's not a hard thing to do. This is the silicone I bought off Home Depot. It's from GE. It is a Supreme silicone, 100% waterproof, clear, and as you can see, it's for indoor and outdoor. That's what I wanted. So I think this was like a $10 bottle. Honestly, at first I didn't think I was gonna have enough, and I still got probably a third left, like 1/3 left. But yeah, I mean, within 30 minutes it dried up. As you can see, 30-minute water ready. It's not a hard process to do. I'd advise anybody with a 2014 Durango, if your RaceTrack 2014 and up, and if your RaceTrack light has not gone off, man, good for you. Like, honestly, out here in Illinois, I see so many RaceTracks on Durangos completely off, and we're at the time frame where it's just here. It's starting to rain like 2 or 3 times every week. Plus, when I go to car washes on a 2019 already getting water, I'd rather just do this little project and prevent it. It did take me about a day. It's worth it. If you didn't see in the video, I did end up changing my license plate to LED. At the end of the video, I have a video, like a link to this. And I also end up changing my reverse lights. Remember that Durango has 2 on each side, 2 on the passenger, 2 on the driver, 4 total. Video for that one as well, because I already had the whole RaceTrack off. So might as well change the reverse lights. Might as well change the license plate light and your reverse lights, because you have access to it then and there. Also on that video on my RaceTrack light, I added the exterior camera that I got from my rear view dash cam. So now I'm getting direct video feed directly outside the door. Not outside the door, but outside the rear of the Durango. I have a video on that too if you want to see that on my channel. All those videos are on my channel. Reverse lights, license plate light, the dash camera review, how the dash camera looks now with the rear. Everything's on there. Once again, if you guys have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, and I hope this helps somebody out. Unfortunately, if your RaceTrack is already, you know, gone and you buy a new one, do it before you put that new one on. Do all this. It's just going to save you so much time. I am not a professional mechanic. I would consider myself an average Joe. I could do, you know, a few things here and there, but I'm not a professional. I'm never taking a lot of panels off vehicles, So this is a project that I could rate on a easy scale of like 8 out of 10. You probably waste more time trying to take the panels off. The racetrack is only held by those 14 bolts. Technically, yeah, it's 14. Mine was missing 2. And obviously, if you've seen that video earlier, I showed you and I plugged those 2 holes up with silicone. I couldn't find those bolts. So now that's all sealed up. Everything's sealed up. So now it's gonna protect my car. My vehicle, the Durango's been sitting for about a full day in the garage with the silicone on now. So she's ready to hit the road. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope they helped you out. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one.